Look, as me and you have talked about a lot, like it's all about putting the data points together. And you come out of that call, I'm actually saying incrementally more bullish, not even just on Nvidia, but on the overall AI theme. Because of the Blackwell delays, if there was going to be one, what I view headwind or black cloud, they put that to rest in terms of yields and any of the issues there. Demand's outstripping supply anywhere from 10 to 15 to 1.
Right.
So when I look at the underlying enterprise demand, not just in big tech, but even like when you look at sovereign and you look at what I think ultimately is going to be the rest of sort of enterprise, this is a story I still view, call it bottom of the first, top of the second inning. I continue to view it. It's LeBron in high school and act.
So you really do still believe it's that early?
We're only 3%, maybe 5% tops of enterprises globally have even gone down this path.
Right.
So it comes down to like when, sometimes I think like it's very easy, like not see forest to the trees, like in terms of like, okay, October quarter, 32.5 billion, whispers 33 billion. But now the focus is more like, this is a company ultimately going toward 50, 75 billion, eventually 100 billion per quarter.
Yeah.
And I think that to me is really the trend, not just for Nvidia, but for what this means for the rest of tech.
In an unbelievable twist that could only belong to the storied annals of stock market folklore, Nvidia has skyrocketed from a market cap of $360 billion in early 2023 to an astounding $3.4 trillion. This epic ascent is gripping headlines everywhere. As one of the world's leading tech paradises, Nvidia's ascent is largely attributed to its unparalleled dominance in the realm of data center GPUs, especially those deployed for artificial intelligence model development. As AI quickly weaves itself into the fabric of modern operations, Nvidia stands as a beacon, nearly overwhelmed by the constant demand from tech titans like Microsoft, Amazon, and Alphabet. But behind this golden facade of meteoric growth lies an Achilles heel, a deep dependency on a select few lavish shoppers. Today, we embark on unraveling how Nvidia's ground-shaking rise might contain the kernels of its vulnerability. Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
Yeah, and I think that's a great question. I think actually the biggest thing that's not being priced in, the tech CapEx from the stalwarts, priced in. What's not being priced in is the incremental spend that I think you're going to see from tech, the incremental spend we're seeing from enterprise and governments. I mean, just if I look on typical enterprise and you think government 8, 10%, sometimes 12% of overall spend, that's not numbers.
Yeah.
So as this all plays out, and any company, any government, it all starts with the red phone. It's gents. There's only one. Where are you getting the check? It's a new gold. It's a new gold, new oil.
What we're witnessing in Nvidia's astounding growth story is akin to stock market fireworks. But just as a night sky bruises after the last flare, there's more beneath its brilliant ascent than meets the eye. Nvidia has revolutionized its AI-centric strategy, and with over 72% of global organizations engaging in some form of AI, as reported by McKinsey & Company, the sky appears not the limit but merely a mere milestone passed. Sorry, Elon Musk. In its fiscal 2025 second quarter, Nvidia showcased revenue rockets, revealing a 122% uplift from the year prior to a staggering $30 billion, with its data center segment alone contributing $26.3 billion. Diving deeper, Nvidia's 10Q filing for Q2 eerily highlights that almost half of this miraculous $30 billion narrative depended heavily on just 4 customers. It seems Nvidia's playing a bit of a risky chess game, leaning heavily on these top-tier players, a posture that's giving it a winning streak, as well as some seasoned investors an increasingly furrowed brow. An analyst even suggests Microsoft leads the pack as customer A, sinking significant sums into Blackwell hardware, and that's apart from its broader $55.7 billion allocation toward AI development. Let's pause for a second here, take a step back, and just in true stock market pursuit, ownership of Nvidia GPUs is about as exclusive as getting past the velvet rope of high finance. Even Bernard Arnault might have to sweet-talk the bouncer. But before we go any further, if you want to keep up with Nvidia's latest updates, and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market, so click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates. Back to the video.
And I think now it's going to start to happen, Josh, at that point, the next month, and we'll be in Asia next week. Anyone that's doing Asia supply chain checks, it's actually increasing in terms of demand over supply. All of a sudden, what starts to happen is next drum roll starts. Hold on a second, 32.5, probably a sandbag number. All of a sudden, stock starts to, what I believe, continue to creep back up. And I believe we're looking $4 trillion market cap for Nvidia in the next 6 months. I just don't see what's stopping it, given all the demand we're seeing from hyperscalers, from enterprise. The use cases now are exploding. That's why Palantir, people dismiss them as that. Look at them. Look at ServiceNow. Look what we're seeing with Oracle. That to me is the next phase, the use cases. And Jensen hit on that a bit.
I want to talk about demand. This is you. You said there will be a time that competition from AMD and others ramp up, but essentially a $1 trillion of AI CapEx over the next few years is coming its way. And last night's conference call further confirmed this demand outlook. The stage is set for tech stocks to move higher into year-end and 2025, in our opinion, as the Fed and Powell kick off its rate-cutting cycle. Macro soft landing remains the path, and tech spending on AI remains a generational spending cycle just starting to hit the shores of the tech sector. We continue to estimate for every $1 spent on an Nvidia GPU chip, there is an $8 to $10 multiplier across the tech sector, which speaks to our firmly bullish view of tech stocks over the next year. So you're very constructive on tech going into year end and heading into 2025. And that multiplier effect, because of the GPU spend, means a lot of opportunity for a lot of stocks, not just Nvidia.
That's exactly what we really want and what we talked to investors about is the multiplier. Because everyone, it's Nvidia, it's Microsoft. No, this now kicks off a cycle we basically have never seen before. And anytime someone puts like the Cisco comparison to Nvidia, show the chart, it looks the same. I covered tech back then. The difference is Cisco, 90% of their customers were essentially leveraged startups, Aethers, and all the CLEX. Who's the customers of Nvidia? It's companies with 1.2 trillion on the balance sheet.
And governments.
And government. So my whole point is that I get the comparison looks great in a chart. Apple's on. You cannot compare what we're seeing here. It's essentially a fourth industrial revolution that's being built out. And I think now it's the next phase. It's the software players, it's the infrastructure, it's other parts of semis. It's names like AMD. It's names like in cybersecurity. How are you going to protect the workloads? So that to me is really where I see everything. That's why I'm so excited about second, third, fourth derivative.
The snag? Without a wide customer base, Nvidia's concentration risk escalates. With Microsoft, Amazon, Meta Platforms, and Tesla all scooping up graphics processing units like they were Black Friday doorbusters, Nvidia ties its fate to the ebbs and flows of these conglomerates' AI aplomb. Still, the narrative isn't all drama and potential rupture. Nvidia's hamstrings have stellar springs. The release of its Blackwell-based GB200 systems, offering a phenomenal 30 times the AI inference speedup of previous iterations, illustrates serious staying power. The system's cost-efficient architecture marks a potential pivot for Nvidia in making trillion-parameter models accessible not only to the wealthiest tech houses but to broader developers, democratizing the AI space. Just don't expect grandma's computer to handle it all by next Christmas. It's not to say Nvidia's invincible armor is free of chinks. As detailed, competitors like Advanced Micro Devices are closing in with their chips debuting a competitive shadow to Nvidia's torchlit path. Even Microsoft, Amazon, and Alphabet are designing their own data center hardware, potentially offering more budget-friendly options for their internal needs down the line. What remains for Nvidia is the ongoing vigilance of revenue sources and the foresight to maintain its technological edge, a hedge for unforeseen days. But before going any further, If you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
So I want to quote you. This was the opening paragraph of your post-earnings research note. Nvidia's earnings last night was front and center globally as the godfather of AI, Jensen, are the torchbearers of this AI revolution. The tech stalwart delivered massive, quote, drop the mic numbers yet again that easily beat the street with a top line that grew 122% from a year ago quarter, with $30 billion of revenue and a robust outlook for the October quarter of $32.5 billion, 80% growth. While some buy-side whisper expectations were a tad higher for the October quarter, we believe Nvidia's surging AI chip demand, Blackwell delay concerns allayed, robust outlook, and a meteoric enterprise pipeline speaks to this AI revolution just starting to kick off its next phase of growth. I think a lot of people had that reaction, but the stock price didn't. What do you think is the main reason for why we saw Nvidia sell off almost 6 or 7% in the immediate aftermath of that report?
I just think it's like people expect Djokovic to win 6-0, 6-0, 6-0.
Yeah.
If it's 6-3, lost 3. So the point is like you're expecting like, okay, could they give a 34 billion number? Just another. It was basically what I view as call it, $500 million higher than sort of base, maybe a little below whisper. I think it ends up probably being closer to 34 billion number. Because I think now Nvidia recognizes when you're in this parabolic growth, especially with Blackwell, there's no reason for them to give a 34 billion, even though I think that's ultimately where it goes.
Ultimately, NVIDIA's rich tapestry of success in revolutionizing data center technology with GPUs capable of cutting-edge AI processes makes it a compelling investment story, albeit not without its plot twists. With a towering market cap and a diverse clientele that is investing heavily in AI infrastructure, the outlook appears bullish for the juggernaut. Jensen Huang's optimism for data center spending cresting $1 trillion over 5 years hinges on NVIDIA's entrenched foothold, transforming conceptual AI dreams into hardware-driven realities. For investors navigating the ever-shifting landscape of tech stocks, NVIDIA stands tall, not just as a player, but a potential market kingpin, provided it addresses its revenue concentration. Currently priced at $141.25, the room for expansion seems tangible, yet one must tread with awareness of potential market corrections. Still, as forecasts hover optimistically above, NVIDIA carries the allure of a stock with high stakes and potentially remarkable returns. How does this unfolding story of NVIDIA's fast-paced ascension resonate with your portfolio aspirations? As the AI arms race manifests in real time, inquiring minds might want to explore if NVIDIA holds the right cards for their investment strategy. Share your insights and let's delve further into this high-tech chronicle together. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like NVIDIA have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.